are here from the Telford Seventh-day Adventist Church. We're just putting on this Health Fayre for the community to come out and enjoy. As you know, we're out here trying to establish and re-establish friendships within this community called Millennium Village. You'll see that the fire brigade is here, the police officers here. There are a number of agencies from the NHS. This is about health. We've also got our own store, which is the 8 Laws of Health. We're trying to show people a holistic approach on establishing their health and making sure that they live healthy.
So I work for Telford and Weaken Council as a commissioning officer for older people and carers in Telford and Weaken. So I'm here today to speak to carers who are unpaid carers who are not recognised for the great work that they do.
Hi there, I'm Pastor Anton Botha. I'm with Telford, Shrewsbury and Newtown, and we are here in Telford Central at the moment with a health expo that we are doing. For us as Adventists, as church, it's important to be part of the community and to stand out as a church, as a group of people that would love to work with the community, to involve the community, not just in health and lifestyle, a good lifestyle, but also in the gospel.
My job is community engagement for Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital. I do outreach work with the community and with communities, plural, so it could be communities of identity, communities of origin, all sorts of communities, but the most important word in there is community.
It's growing, this program, isn't it?
This program is growing. It initially started some 2 years ago when we had our initial Family Fun Day. We had a Family Fun Day this year which was far more superior than the one before, and today obviously we've got a Health Fayre, so we've started to establish more friendships within the community. We now know the people who are interested in health. We know how to contact them, and we're keeping in touch with these individuals because we want to do nothing more than establish and understand how to implement Christ's methodology.
So I'm the watch manager of Green Watch at Wellington Fire Station, which is a local station just down the road. We've been invited to attend to give some fire safety advice potentially and interact with the kids that are here today.
I am the Welsh Mission Health sponsor, and I'm here supporting the Telford Central Church with their outreach program. Today our purpose was to invite the community health, NHS, the blood bank and all the others, so we can then witness to everyone about the good work of health, of our health message,
It's so nice to come to a district, to a church, and to a place where the church is active, where we engage with the community, where you see things that they put up here and services that they are rendering to the community. It excites me for the future of what we can do in this community, and also to serve the community in a positive way.
I'm the Community Engagement, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Manager at Ironbridge Gorge Museum. It's about engagement and about inclusivity, isn't it? So it's making sure that everybody's included in everything and nobody feels left out.
So we have some statutory functions, so we sit on the Health and Wellbeing Board within the local authority. We can also go into care homes and nursing homes to do what's called enter and view. They're not inspections, but they're to talk to residents and relatives about the care that they receive at that moment in time.
You have quite a lot of other representations rather than not only the Adventists, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Other representations, who do you have?
Yeah, that's right. So as I said before, we have a large number of persons from the NHS. We have people who are doing blood pressures, the heights, people like Lincoln Davis who are teaching the community about cancer. They're also a charitable organisation. They've done a marvellous job in Telford and Shrewsbury hospitals in terms of gathering funds for these hospitals and establishing wards. In fact, they were the ones who established the first ward for cancer, but they can tell you more about it, I'm sure.
So we're from Lincoln Davis Cancer Fund, and we're based up at the Royal Shrewsbury Hospital. The charity has been running for 45 years now. Predominantly we were set up to bring cancer services into Shropshire as people had to travel out of county to get help with their treatment.
I mean, you are kind of serving as an example to other places, to other districts that would like to do something like this.
Right.
Where can they start?
That's a very interesting question. Now, originally I'm from Lewisham, and we started doing these things at the Lewisham Seventh-day Adventist Church on a very small scale. And we have developed an understanding of starting these sort of programs. Now, in terms of the question, where can you start? What we initially done, we started off by helping out other events. So, for example, at Lewisham, we used to have this event every year called Lewisham's People's Day. So we would come there with a health expo, teaching people about health and stuff. Same thing, similar thing, 8 laws of health. And then we started learning how to put programs together ourselves. And now it's got to a stage where we're able to promote these programs for ourselves. So, for example, we've distributed flyers within the community. If anything, we've most definitely raised the awareness of the Seventh-day Adventist Church by these leaflets. We've also dotted a number of banners in and around our community. And all of it has the Seventh-day Adventist logo. All of it says hosted by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So people are becoming more aware of us. I've been here today, an individual who is a Baptist asked about the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I was able to have a beautiful conversation with him. So like I said, again, this is all about friendship evangelism. And if there's anyone who wants to know further information on how we can start, we are more than happy to assist on that level.
So myself and my colleague Nigel are based at Donington Police Station. Pete here is based at Wellington, and our colleague Ivan actually covers our rural area, but he's also based with us. Yeah, so as I say, we originally, how I got to know this community, I'd seen the previous event that they held here, and it was online, and I'd said to my colleague Nigel, oh look, this event's on. I'd got no idea who even was running it, but I said, should we just go along and show our face, see what it's all about? And obviously we came along, met Kevin, met a load of the guys and girls from the church, and then we've popped along on a Saturday across to the church to see you all as well. So
my vision for the future is to be more visible, not just here in Telford, but all over the Welsh Mission, everywhere we go, to bring the good news of Jesus Christ to the people that needs it the most.
My name's Diana West, and I'm one of the health improvement practitioners for Telford and Wrekin Council's public health team. So my job is exactly what this event is all about, working with communities to help them find community-led initiatives to help our communities live longer, happy and healthier lives. My particular focus is about tackling health inequalities, so differences in health outcomes for different communities. And my particular focus is about physical activity, so exactly what we see behind us today, all these activities that are about moving our bodies and being less sedentary, feeling better and feeling more active. So very good for us, and that's exactly what I'm about.
A lot of times as a church we tend to separate ourselves from the people out there, as we call them, and it's that thing that we must put aside. We have to come to a place where we come together with the community, take hand in hand, and let them realize that we are also just normal people. We are also just people seeking the truth, but we have something to offer.
In terms of, because there's a lot more stands today, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
How do you got them?
Now that's a very beautiful question, because what actually happened is we have a member of our church who is a nurse, and this individual is somewhat connected to, well, obviously the NHS, and this individual introduced me to one key person in the NHS. And this individual introduced me to all her other colleagues, and it was very interesting because now I don't see them as just an agent themselves. I actually see them as friends. But it has been an interesting experience, the way in which one person in our church introduced me to one person that has introduced me to all of their friends. There's a large number of them couldn't make it, but we've got their contact details and they're very much happy for us to stay in touch with them, and we will be making contact with them in the future, no doubt.
How do you find out about this?
I helped to organise it. Hezron got in touch with me and asked if I could support his friend and colleague Kevin, and it was me that put Kevin in touch with all of these organisations here today to try and bring them here to represent their work in helping people achieve longer and healthier, happier lives. So I'm very glad to say that I helped bring this day together, and it's lovely to be here.
One of the beautiful things that I'd like to share today is that 2 years ago we had a campaign here, right here in Rose Manor. And out of that campaign, there was one individual who started coming to our church on a regular basis. In fact, every week she would turn up. Very rarely would she miss a session. And 2 weeks ago, something brought real joy to my heart was that she introduced another person to our church at Telford Central. Another young lady, she came last week, she came this week, and she brought her 2 children. And it's a beautiful thing because the child, her son, is still in a pushchair. He's still a baby. The daughter is running around, she's about 5 or 6. But we don't know what this young boy could become, a minister of the gospel. He could win millions of souls for God's kingdom. All we are told to do is plant the seeds. That's what God wants us to do, to make friends, to establish friendships, bring them to Jesus, and then he will do the rest.
What words of encouragement can you give to a district or a church that are starting to do something?
I would say press on. Pray to God, ask God to lead you. We could not do this without God. I should say that from the offset. God has given us the ability, the strength, the stamina. He's given us everything, finances, in order to implement programs like this so that we can continue going on. But do not worry about finances. God is a provider. Trust in God with all your heart, and definitely do not lean on your own understanding or the understanding of anybody else. In all your ways, acknowledge God, and he will direct you to establish events in which we can minister to people.